What's going on, everyone? It is Gimp Iron Man here of Geek Explosion, continuing my reviews of all the Marvel movies in chronological order in which they appear. And today, as you know, second up will be the brand new Captain Marvel. So I just saw this movie like an hour ago, and I have to say that I kinda actually really freaking loved it. It was pretty awesome. I don't know. It was good. It was really good. I liked it. So let's dive right into what I liked about it. Now, I know there's a lot of controversy revolving this film with remarks that Brie Larson, the main character, Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel, said, or things that were taken out of context. I don't know the whole scoop. All I know is I don't try and rate my movies based on external things. I want to base the movie solely on what happened in the movie. So I'm not digging into this whole whatever was talked about, what she said, things like that. I'm not jumping on that fucking bandwagon. I'm just going right to the movie, what I liked about it, and what I disliked about it, things like that. So, first things first, let's talk about what I liked about it. What did I like about it? Immediately, I'm going to immediately jump to the throwback to all the 90s culture because I was born in the 90s. I lived through most of the 90s. I saw the death of the 90s, and even though I don't remember all of the 90s, a lot of the 90s crept over into the early 2000s, and that encapsulates a lot of things of, when I was a kid. Like, I remember going to Blockbuster every time I went over to my grandparents' house. That was what we did. We visit my grandparents, we go rent a movie or two. Like, just seeing things like Blockbuster, hearing all the 90s songs, it was really neat to have that throwback and have a Marvel movie not take place in the current day and age, just like how they did in the first Captain America. It was nice to go back to the 90s for a little bit and to see all the, 90s tropes. Blockbuster, listening to Nirvana, how Captain Marvel wears a Nine Inch Nails t-shirt for like half the freaking movie. It's just a good throwback to things like that. So, let's talk about the characters. First up, of course, is going to be the lady herself, Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel. Now, I see a lot of people on the internet saying, oh, Brie Larson's acting is wooden, or she's not interesting, it's just Green Lantern, but blah, 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 blah. Hush. It's not that bad. I actually think she does a pretty good job. I don't think they picked the best scenes for the trailer in this regards, and in fact, I think a lot of people just saw the trailer and immediately thought that her acting was going to be stale or wooden or very one-dimensional. It's not. It's not at all. Brie Larson does a great job. She brings life to the character. She brings humor to the character. You see her laugh. You see her cry. You see her be angry. You see her happy. Just there is a lot of emotions she goes through, and the way she portrays each and every one is totally believable. I like the character of Carol Danvers because, she's a shit talker. She's like how me and my friends are, how me and my wife are when we're interacting with one another. The chemistry between her and Samuel L. Jackson's young Nick Fury works really well. They both play off of each other very well because they're both kind of shit talking characters, and that's how their friendship works. Is they talk mess to each other, they mess with one another, which is how 90% of the people I know actually interact with each other. So all those people saying that her acting isn't believable, it's most definitely believable because that's how people act in real freaking life. So that I don't get. The things I like about her personality is, again, kind of like Captain America, she is someone that does not give up. And it's not so much like his reasoning that she's trying to fight for what's right and true. Not that she doesn't do that, because she does, but her reasoning more is, just the strength, the inner strength of herself. She doesn't give up. She takes on challenges. She wants to overcome. She wants to do things that, women aren't necessarily allowed to do in that time. and she keeps overcoming these things. Like, there's scenes where she's a little girl and, she can't do what boys are doing, or can't play sports, can't ride go-karts, things like that. And even when she joins the military, I don't know if this is true or not, but apparently in the 90s in the Air Force, women weren't allowed to be combat pilots. That, I don't know how truthful that is, so I don't know. But as far as the movie goes, that was true, and she wasn't allowed to be a combat pilot. So a lot of her inner strength is coming to try and prove that she can do it, and she can do it well. And I really like characters that don't give up, because it's kind of opposite of how I am. I like to see characters succeed. I like to see characters be strong. I like to see characters fighting and continuing to get back up. And I really enjoyed that about Carol. She was someone that just kept getting up and getting up and getting up, even when the odds are stacked against her and this and that. And it's finally through her wanting to be better, she overcomes everything that's holding her down. And that's a fantastic quality in a hero, is someone that doesn't give up. Her interactions with Samuel L. Jackson, with her friend, Lashana Lynch, who plays her best friend, it's all good. Her interaction with her best friend's daughter is fantastic. She really does feel like that aunt we all have, who isn't really our actual aunt by family, but is a cool friend our mom and dad knows. And it's great interaction. She has great interaction with all the characters that she interacts with. They're very believable. All the relationships feel very organic. And she's a very fun, laid-back, kind of chill, shit-talky person. And I love that about her, because it does make her feel real. She's funny, she's strong, she's incredibly determined, doesn't give up, and she's super freaking powerful. She doesn't take shit from anyone. Someone starts talking mess, boom, proton blast right in your face. And that's the kind of character that Carol Danvers is. So I really enjoyed her. I thought Brie Larson did a great job bringing the character to life. Don't understand all the comments about her saying that she's a shitty actress. Again, I think they just picked bad scenes for the trailer, because all the moments of her digging in and really showing emotion are the more slower, more, calm moments in the film. Of course, they show all the exciting action stuff for the trailer. And in most of the action scenes of this movie, she's pissed the fuck off. So, of course she's going to have like a really face, but that's besides the point. She did fine. Don't listen to what people say. Make your own opinions. I hope you just watch me because you like to hear what my opinion is. But don't take my opinion as the end-all be-all. Go make your own. But with that being said, I got a lot more to move on to with the movie. Samuel L. Jackson, young Nick Fury, it's hilarious because you see the seeds of what is to come of Nick Fury later, but he's a little different than how he is later on. Not saying he's like a completely different person, it's just back before he was the director of S.H.I.E.L.D., when he was just an agent, he's a lot more calm. He's not as secretive. He's not as serious. He's a lot more, jokey. He's a lot more relaxed. He is calmer. He's just doing his job. He doesn't have almost the whole weight of the responsibility of the earth on his freaking shoulders, and that definitely can be seen his character. He's a lot more calm version of himself. He's funny. He does stupid, hilarious things. Like, they see this cat, and he just gushes over this freaking cat. It's hilarious, and it's adorable to see Samuel L. Jackson go apeshit over a cat. It's great. The cat's freaking awesome. The cat is the best character in the film, and it doesn't even talk or do anything. It's just a freaking cat. You'll see what I mean when you see the movie. The cat's awesome. Her best friend, I can't remember her name right now, but she's awesome. She does a good job. I heard a lot of reviews also say that anytime she's in a scene, she steals the show from Brie Larson and Samuel L. Jackson. I'm going to disagree with that. Not that she does a bad job, but it's hard to outdo Samuel L. Jackson. And it's hard to outdo someone that can fly through space and blast laser beams out of their hand. You gotta do some pretty cool shit when you do that. And not that she doesn't have her moments, because she definitely does, but I never thought she upstaged the main character of the film. That's all I'm trying to say. But all the characters are good. Jude Law does a good job. He's kind of, Captain Marvel's leader. Like they're all in the same squad of Kree. He trains her. They go on missions together. The Skrull villains are really interesting. They're good. I can't remember the main guy's name, but he does a damn good job at playing the main villain. But yeah, all the characters were really good. Agent Coulson's in this a little bit, and you can tell it's a time before Agent Coulson and Director Fury have the bond that they have later on, mostly because Fury is still just an agent at this moment, and Coulson's a new agent, so they haven't had time to develop the relationship that they will eventually have later on down the line. But, you can still see they have that trust with one another, so that was a good thing to see. Story-wise, the movie was good. It genuinely took me for surprise with the plot. A lot of people saying it's predictable. Maybe it wasn't predictable to me. I was thoroughly surprised by a couple of the things that happened. I honestly did not see that coming, especially since the knowledge I have of Captain Marvel was somewhat limited before going into the movie. I don't know much about the character. I know a couple of things from the comics, but most of what I know is from this movie, so maybe for fans of the comics it was easier to see coming. For me, though, it was a genuine shock of what actually happened. So, things, I always want to talk about good and bad things about the movie. I guess really the only complaint I kind of have is, in this isn't really the movie itself's fault, it's probably the theater I saw it in. But anytime it was a really bright shot, like they were out like during the day in sunlight, and there was like these black lines all up and down the screen. Again, that was probably something to do with the theater and the projector, not necessarily to do with the film or how the film was made at all. That I don't know. I'm trying to think of things that, give a constructive criticism, because no movie is perfect. I don't like to talk shit in my reviews, but I guess one of the things that kind of bugged me a little bit too was Jude Law's character is supposed to be a Kree, but he's not blue like all the other Kree are. I don't know why, that just fucks with my head for some reason. Because dude's Kree, he should be blue. Why isn't he blue? I get why Carol's not blue, because she was Earthling first. But him, they never explain why. That just kind of bugs me a little bit. What else? Oh, in the beginning, it's kind of odd. The movie it's paced really weird for like the first 10 to 15 minutes. It doesn't really start to seem like it has good structure till she gets to Earth, and then things start to happen at a more natural pace. That would be my really only big gripe with it, is it was kind of jarring at first. The first 15-20 minutes of the movie were just, they didn't flow well, because you're like, oh, she's in space and training, oh shit, they're on this mission, oh shit, bad things happen, oh, she's having these memories, but she doesn't know it was just really jarring, and they were throwing a lot of terms that we never heard before. It was a lot, and they didn't slow down and let you breathe it in. They didn't build up to it. It was immediately, it's like, boom, you're in space. And then you're on Earth. And once you got on Earth, and it slowed down and started telling a story, it did better from there. But the first 15 minutes in space were just jarring and oddly paced. But that was really the only thing I didn't like about the film. Other than that, have you guys seen Captain Marvel? If you have, let me know what you thought about it. I really enjoyed it myself. My wife really enjoyed it herself. Don't understand a lot of the hate around it. Not going to get into the controversy around it. But yeah, I really liked it. Tell me down below what you thought. Like the video, subscribe. I'm Game Iron Man, and I will see you next time on Geek Explosion. Later, people. Oh, and I just want to add that the Stan Lee cameo in this movie was freaking awesome!